All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining in this presentation. My goal here is to explain everything that we have to offer for our loan officers, our partners. I guess we have processors in the meeting too. So uh, it's an informative presentation. I kind of go through all of our technology and tools and everything so that you have a good explanation of everything. And uh, Equity Smart Home Loans is a powerful platform that provides our loan officers, our support staff, and everyone else with the tools, technology, resources, support, and training so that anyone can work virtually or remotely from wherever they're at. At the same time, we want to create a great culture and a great experience for everyone. This is the future, and we definitely want to be the best at it. Now, here are the 6 things that I'm going to be covering in this presentation. I'm going to be covering who's a broker. So I'll tell you a little story about myself, my experience. Number 2, the leadership and culture within the company. 3, the tools and technology. Number 4, training, what type of training we offer. And that I'm going to mix up a little bit because we have it in different areas. And then pricing and resource is huge for everyone. And then lastly, our reputation. Reputation is very important nowadays, especially with social media and everything, right? And we also like to remind everyone that we're not here to hire you guys, but to give you an opportunity to hire us and show you what we can do to help you grow your business. All right. So let's go ahead and start. Before I get into myself, we do have some top accolades. Scotsman's Guide named us top workplaces for 2024. So that's an awesome accolade. One of my strongest partners is United Wholesale Mortgage. Great thing about that partnership is that we're not just a broker with them, we're also a wholesale direct lender. So you're going to get the best of both worlds. And when you go correspondent, there's huge benefits. And I'll try to cover some of them when I get to the UWM slide, so you can actually compare them to the differences between what we offer on the broker side. And the way I want you to think of Equity Smart Home Loans is that we are a tool belt, right? And we put all these tools in your tool belt, in the hammer, the screwdriver, everything, so that when you're out there working, you have all these tools and things that you could reach into your pocket and originate loans and close more loans. That's really what we're trying to help you with. And that's what I'm going to be covering in this presentation. So a little bit about myself. I've been in the industry since 1997. It irks me to say it because it just feels like, honestly, it just feels like it just happened so quickly. But it's been over 20 years that I've been at this. And I graduated from UC Santa Barbara. I was supposed to become a sociologist or a social worker because I wanted to, make a huge difference in people's lives. And what happened is that as soon as I graduated, I had these student loans that I needed to start paying. I needed to pay my own apartment and things of that nature. So I needed to work. And one of my buddies got me a job at Wells Fargo, which was great. And I remember my first couple of days there, they told me, there's your desk. You're going to meet with customers. You're going to help them with the applications. I'm Spanish speaking, so a lot of bars that were coming in were non-traditional. And, as I spoke with them and took the application, I realized that there was a huge need for someone like me, in the sense that I needed to bridge the gap between the lender and the bar and the communication, and help the bar understand that, hey, the lender wants the conditions this way. And then I could go back to the underwriters and debate with them about how we could submit things and all that. So it made me feel good. I also realized that I was helping people in one of their most happiest moments in their life, which is purchasing a property or an investment property or whatever. So that made me feel good. It kept me there. And then on top of that, I learned that the pay was really good. Initially I started on a salary, but I understood that loan officers were making good commissions. And even at that time, they were making, $20,000 a month, which I thought was great. But above all that, I felt I was instrumental in making a difference in people's lives. And I believe that's why a lot of you guys are doing this too, right? Because we want to be impactful. We want to make a difference in people's lives. And I have customers that I can go back to from now and look at how they've grown and built their equity and bought more properties and put their kids in college to open up businesses. And I played a little part in that. And it makes me feel good that I can look back and talk to some of my customers and say, hey, you helped us at the time and you helped us put all this together. Anyhow, I did the retail thing from 2001. I was at Wells Fargo. Then I migrated over to Countrywide Home Loans. I'm sure you guys remember them. And then I ended up at General Motors, GMAC Mortgage, and that was good. I was a top producing loan officer and everything. And but what happened with working with the retail loan officer, which I picked up on quickly, was that there'd come times when I wasn't able to qualify everyone, right? And so I'd have to give the customer a plan. I always gave them a plan. I never turned anyone down. I never believed in denying anyone. I just said, okay, you just don't qualify at this moment. Let's position you to qualify down the road. And that was always my strategy. So then when I would do these follow-up calls, sometimes the customer would be like, hey, I already got a house. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. How did you get a house? I didn't qualify you. They're like, oh yeah, we went with this broker and they were able to do the loan. I'm like, what the heck? So then I didn't realize that there was a whole broker channel. And once I looked into the broker channel and I realized that it existed. Hold on, give me a second. Let me fix my sound. All right, can you guys hear me good? I just heard some interference. Anyhow, so once I realized that there was a whole broker channel, then it made sense for me to make the move because at that point I already decided I was going to be a career loan officer and I wanted to have access to more tools and resources, and I wanted to be a premier loan officer, and that's what I did. So in 2001, I went on my own. By 2007, we had 150. We're in Pasadena. We had 150 loan officers, escrow, real estate. Everything was beautiful. Everything was wonderful, closing tons of loans. And then the market crashes, right? Market crashes. Uh, Everything gets decimated. A lot of brokers that were in business are out of business. We get reduced down to like maybe 3 or 4 loan officers. That's how bad it was. We had to leave where we were at. I mean, it was just a mess. It was awful. It was an awful time to be a loan officer. But anyhow, after the crash, I stuck it out. At that point, I didn't really know how to do anything else, not even put a nail in a wall. So I'm like, you know what, I got to stick it out because mortgages is the only thing I know how to do. And luckily for me, I stuck it out. But there's a few positive things that came out after the market crash, right? And a couple of them were, the first one was that the bar now could e-sign documents. They were, we can email them, they could e-sign documents. The other thing that was cool was that now the bar can also email in their income and asset documentation, which made it a lot easy for us. So and then the whole NMLS system, now we had to have a license, and it was great. I thought it was great for the business, for the industry. And also what I saw at the time was that now that we could interact and gather documents and do everything over the internet, we decided to lease a smaller office so we didn't have to house a bunch of LOs and just create a virtual platform. And what you're seeing now is Equity Smart Home Loans. And that's what I'm going to introduce to you guys right now. I'm going to introduce a platform that we've been working on so that loan officers can work virtually from anywhere. So we're very lucky and fortunate that in our industry, we have the ability to work from anywhere we want. Initially, it was totally time control, right? We're independent contractors. We control our time. Now with the advent of being able to email documents and all that, it creates mobility. Now we can pretty much work from anywhere. We have high compensation. And then the last thing, the most beautiful thing I love about what we do as loan officers is that we get to work on ourselves. We are the product. When you think of Honda, Apple, and all these other companies, they have to invest heavily in their technology, right? To make the next best Apple phone, to make the next best Honda. Well, in our industry, we have to work on ourselves so that we can compete and be better versions of ourselves. One of the latest things that's happened in our industry is now we have to be content creators. A lot of old school loan officers like myself, we weren't using social media, but now we're realizing quickly that now on top of everything else that we have to do, now we have to also be out there creating content so we can draw attention to ourselves. Anyways, I'm going to keep going because I do run out of time when I do these, and I just want to get through everything. We are based out in the beautiful part of South Pasadena here in Los Angeles. Everyone here at the corporate office, they're your employees. They're not my employees. When I hire them to work for the loan officers. I try to hire the right person that's going to provide the great experience, great communication, so that the loan officers that are working out on the field, when they come in, when they check in, when they need something from corporate, they have a great experience. That's our utmost number one priority, is to deliver experience to our loan officers that's second to none. It's a work in progress. Are we there yet? No, but the beautiful thing about management and us is that that's what we're striving for. And when you have leadership like that, we're going to get there. We're going to arrive one day, right? And I don't know if that you can ever really arrive, but our goal is to get there. All right. Let's get into the technology piece of things. What we've done in the last 5, 6 years, we've invested heavily in our technology. And one of the things that we developed is our portal, which is called My SHL portal, and you're going to have access to this when you join the company as well. And what this portal does is it provides a lot of the tools and resources that you need remotely, so that if you don't want to pick up the phone and call directly to the office, you can access a lot of the tools. And like I said, I'm going to kind of give you a quick teaser just so I can get through everything, because I do have a lot to share. Here on the left, you're going to see a picture of yourself with your NMLS ID. Any announcements are going to be here on the top portion of the presentation here. We do 3 live events. We try to do 3 live events in the local area a year. We're doing Thrive, which is a great event. It's in Costa Mesa. I encourage you guys to check it out. It's a great networking, super classy. We're going to have great speakers. UWM is going to be out there, so is a few other lenders. Tim Story is going to be our speaker of honor, and so it's going to be great. I'll be speaking there as well a little bit. So you guys are invited to check it out. Also, just recently, I made the front page of NMP magazine, National Mortgage, which really excited about. Never been in the front. Maybe I'll shoot for GQ next. I don't know, or maybe Forbes. Just kidding, but it's a great article. You should check it out if you're familiar with it. They're a well-known magazine in the mortgage industry, and they feature us and our company, and talks a little bit about what we're doing here at Equity Smart. Here on the right, you're going to see our event or training calendar, and you can see on here that we always jam pack it with all kinds of trainings, right? So for Wednesday, we have Fund Loans is going to do a presentation at also the Money Store. For the state of Colorado, there's a down payment assistance program. We are licensed in 10 different states. So we do that for loan officers that are in different states. Plaza Mortgage, they're doing ways to build and sustain motivation, focus, and positive outlook. And all you simply have to do is click on it, whichever one you want to register to. Go ahead and register, attend the webinar. Nothing's mandatory with us, but if you need the motivation and you need the training, I've been doing this for a long time, like I mentioned, and I'm always trying to sharpen myself. I'm always trying to be a better version of myself. And I can never get to a point where I said, I know it all. I've learned it all. I'm with you guys. I'm there learning. It doesn't matter how many years, how much experience. There's always new things being rolled out. There's always new ideas. There's always things to learn. And this is why we have the calendar and we try to jam pack it. So that's going to be one way that you can get training with us. We also have the full calendar. You can sync it in with yours so you get alerts when any of these webinars occur. We also have this network finder events. One of the things that loan officers are doing, they're going to free networking events to try to meet realtors. And so if you go to like investor meetups or real estate meetups, we have all the links here for you guys, so you guys can check those out and go network, get out there, meet people. It's a great way to get business and for people to get to know you one-on-one. I know with social media, a lot of people are not doing that anymore. So that's something that you can definitely do. All right. One thing that we just recently rolled out for you guys, and this is pretty fresh, I think it's like not even 3 months old, is our scenario desk or your scenario form. And rather than explain it to you really quick, I'm going to play a video for you guys so you guys can see what it's about, and I'll give you guys a quick explanation on it.
Attention Equity Smart loan officers. Get ready for the future of streamlined transactions. Introducing the ESHL Scenario Desk. It's as simple as logging into your portal on the dashboard. No hassle, no fuss. Once here, easily fill in the form with the details of your transaction, supplying as much additional detail as you can in the additional info box. The more info you provide, the more accurate the lender pricing. Once you submit a scenario, our account executives get instant notifications. And here's the best part. You will receive lightning-fast responses with potential guidelines and pricing directly to your inbox from our vast array of lenders. Connect with our account executives, build relationships, and give your borrowers options to help them get the best deals. Don't miss out on this game-changing new tool proudly offered by your ESHL family. Let us know what you think.
Sorry, guys, I had to unmute myself there. I was already talking. But anyhow, so we've done this. We've made it simple to contact your AEs or to give a scenario out there. So a lot of times as loan officers, we have this problem, or even processors, we have this problem where we have this scenario, it's very difficult, and we spend maybe 15, 20 minutes on the phone with an AE just for them to tell us that they cannot do the deal. So then I have to call the next person and spend 15, 20 minutes. Well, this saves you all that time, because what you're going to do is you're going to explain your situation one time in great detail. The more detail, the better. And then it's going to get blasted out to 30 of our AEs. The ones that feel that they can do the scenario are going to contact you with more questions, pricing, and any other concerns that they may have, so that you can match yourself with the lender that's going to help you with that scenario. So that's there, it's live, and it's ready to go. We also keep track of everyone's production, and this resets monthly. We always put in the amount of units, volume, and all that. And you could kind of play with this. You could go in here and play with it, and just to see what people are doing. My best tip for this is that if you see maybe the top 10 people doing really well, reach out to them, make an appointment with them, see what they're doing right now in this tough market. I know it's a tough market for all of us, so that you can learn and partner and maybe get ideas from these guys. All right. Any of our latest videos are going to be on here. Any type of trainings that we do are going to be on here. So you'll see any of our latest video updates here. And we have a training room where I'll show you the other videos that we have for you, so that you can access them and continue with any type of training. If you're a newer loan officer, we already have a flow chart or a gateway of videos and things that you can watch in the beginning as a newer loan officer, so you can get up to speed with everything and learn all the fundamentals, the mortgage 101 stuff. All right, here on the left, you're going to have all your stuff. We do have our own processing team here, and if you ever want to utilize them, they're a great team to work with, and we give you information. We also do a la carte stuff, like just verification of employments and things like that. And Wendy is our head processor. She's amazing, and so is the rest of the team. We do fund and draw docs in the loan for the correspondent lenders here in the office. So even if you're processing in your own office, at some point you're going to need to talk to one of our gals to get your MERS numbers and also get the loans funded. Excuse me. All right, so going back over here, next thing I want to show you is probably the most visited part of our site here, which is our lender list. So I did mention earlier that we are a wholesale broker, and we're also a wholesale direct lender. So when you join Equity Smart, you don't have to make the decision whether I want to go retail or I want to go broker on any loan, right? You just have to join us, and you're automatically a both. And here's going to be your lender list, and it's very exhaustive. Right here, I'm on the tab where it says all lenders, and we have almost every lender that you can think of. We have Blue Point, we have over 150 different types of relationships. And what you're going to see on here is you're going to see that you're going to have all the information, the compensation plan, the website, the AE, contact information. And if this is a lender you want to work with, then you can click on this pop-up. We even have the FHA ID number in case you want to run the DU and get the DU yourself. All the information you need. And we also have these reviews. Now, the cool thing about the reviews is it's a way that we communicate internally to each other, right? We let each other know which lenders are doing a good job and which lenders are doing a bad job. If you're a loan officer coming in, you're not going to really know, like, well, who should I work with, right? Who's doing a good job? And you have an opportunity to review any lender that you work with yourself. And we want you to do that so we can communicate with each other. We help avoid working with the lenders that are not performing. And then it allows us to focus on the lenders that are performing. The system by default puts all the lenders that are rated high on the very top, so that you know that these lenders have been performing. And when you go to the review section, you can see what reviews the loan officers have left. You can also, by the way, when you join Equity Smart, you have access to almost anything on land. You can do reverse mortgages, you can do commercial loans, you can do out-of-state loans. You know, even if you're not licensed and you have a one-off in Arizona, Florida, Texas, or whatever, we're going to be able to blanket about 31 states. You can do churches, gas stations. We have SBA lenders. You can even do mobile homes. And I'm talking about mobile homes that are not attached to the ground. You're not going to make a lot of money, but you're able to do them. So it's almost anything that's out there, you're going to be able to do. And hold on, let me go right here. And we've closed quite a bit of SBA loans, believe it or not, and they're money makers. I think the smallest check I've seen on an SBA loan is like $40,000-$50,000. So they're huge. Now for the direct lending, it's gonna be under the correspondent tab here. And right now we're only corresponding with about 5 lenders, and I believe that PRMG is one of them. Let me see. So these are the companies that we are corresponding with. So it's going to be Bradco, PRMG, Equity Prime, JMac, and United Wholesale Mortgage, of course, being my favorite. And you can also broker with them if you need to, but this is going to be your lender list. It's pretty exhaustive. Now here in the middle, what we've done is we've created videos so that you can meet some of the AEs, and if you see they're really short. What's happened in the past when I started in the business is AEs would come into the office, they would buy us lunch, you get to meet them, and if you like them, you work with them. And that's not the case so much anymore, right? So nowadays everything's kind of being done over the internet. So we at least want to put a voice to the face, and that's how we do that here. When it's time to leave a review, all you simply have to do is, hold on, let me fix this really quick. So I want to make sure you're seeing my screen. And so it's going to take you to this lender review, and we made it super simple. You're just going to glide over the stars and leave the review for the lender. And this is huge, by the way, because it gives you feedback on any of the lenders. Now we can hold them accountable and let them know, hey, if you're not performing, I'm going to leave you a bad review, right? We have commercial lenders in here that you can contact. We also have the scenario form in here. So if you want to use that in here, you can use that as well. Super loan officers love this, and this is one of the best things that we've rolled out. It's just a time saver because you can go about your day and not worry about the scenario. All right. Next thing on here is requesting your own credentials. We allow you to have access to any of our lenders directly, and you may want to have access for a number of reasons. You might want to just be checking their guidelines. You might want to check their pricing. You might want to submit a condition. You might want to check status of your loan. Whatever it is, we're going to give you access to any of our lenders. All you simply have to do is type in here. All your information is going to be defaulted, hit send, and within 24 hours, we should have your credentials so that you can log in directly with whatever lender you want to work with. And this is going to be in our lender list. As you can see, everything's well organized for you guys. If there's any lender that you like working with that you don't find on here, let us know. I have a person dedicated just for renewals and getting us approved with different lenders. That's how we got our list so big. And I think at this point, we almost have every lender that's out there that's imaginable. Next thing I'm going to show you guys is our training room. Training is huge for everyone. So I already mentioned the calendar. You can get training there. We have here that you can also use to watch these videos. And this is content that we created here at the office. So you're learning from loan officers that have been doing this in a long time, right? And how to get business, how to fill out the application, how to use our LOS system, how to use Blink, how to jumpstart your marketing, right? We have that up right here. And it's all going to be in the training room. Now, I personally do trainings every Monday from 1 to 2. And I cover different topics. If you follow me for about 2 months, you're going to get a wealth of information, at least from what I've learned, right? I always have guests and people that we can learn from as well. Steve Kim, he's a loan officer that's been with me since 2003. He's also a partner, and he's a top producing LO like I am. Me and him easily, and during 2020, during COVID, I think I closed like 500 loans, and he closed like over 300 or 400 different loans. So we have the numbers, we have the experience, and he does trainings on Wednesday from 1 to 2 as well. So you're going to get live trainings from us. He does more of sales and scenarios and things like that. I focus more on different elements of the mortgage process from beginning to end and everything in between. So make sure you attend those. And then you have the training room where you have a bunch of different libraries on there. I mean, we have our library that's just jam-packed with all kinds of different videos. And we've organized it in such a way that you can type in a keyword if you're looking, for example, to get training on reverse mortgages. You can just type in the word reverse, and let's see what happens. And then all the recordings that we have on a reverse mortgage are going to pop on here, and you can do that almost with any topic. We're continuously adding to the library, so it's just going to get better and better. It's going to improve more and more as we go, and we're going to keep it well organized for you guys, so things are easy to find, they're not messy, and you have a good experience utilizing it. All right, we do have a merch store. So when you're ready to do events, or you just want to purchase swag for whatever reason, you're going to be able to do so. And we have, it's all going to be in there. We're planning to roll out a point system where, as you get closings, you can get points towards merchandise, hats, shirts, coffee mugs, and all that stuff that you can keep for yourself or give away to your bars or however you want to do it. Commissions. I'm not going to go into detail about commissions. We're going to do that when we do our one-on-one call. Whoever invited you may do a one-on-one call with you regarding commissions. I will say that we are one of the highest in the industry. We pay really well, but more importantly, we do commissions daily. So as long as we get your broker check, we get your commission form, which is this form you're looking at here, which is super simple to fill out. We'll wire directly into your account. We don't mail checks. You don't have to hunt down your check. It's gonna be, your money, it's gonna be there, and we'll wire it directly into your account. We can pay LLCs, corporations, all that good stuff. So one of our priorities is to get you paid. What we've done here at Equity Smart is we've gotten rid of all the things that loan officers hate. I used to when I was working at GMAC, I wouldn't get paid till 30 days later for my commissions. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Pay me. I already closed my deals. So we're not going to do that to you guys. We're going to pay you. And we're also not going to hold your commission hostage because you're missing a compliance thing or you didn't get that signed or this and that. And, we're not going to do that to you. You're our partners. We're going to pay you. If we need something, we're going to trust that you're going to get that for us. With regards to training, I'm going to share one more area where you can get training. So, but I'll mention that a little bit later when I get to that slide. We do have a pricer. It's a free pricer. One of the reasons that we're able to do what we do is because we take advantage of a lot of the tools and resources that that's out there, right? Saves you money, it saves us money, and it allows us all to be competitive. I'm not going to show it on here. I'm going to show you that once I get to the LOS system. I'll showcase the pricer in there because I like using it in there. Resource center, so you're going to have all kinds of cool things. If you like doing your own LEs, the impound schedule is my favorite one. In here, because you can just go in here, and if you want to put together a fee summary or a closing cost summary, you can look that, we're in the month of March. Customers' first payment's going to be in May. We need to collect 3 months of taxes, and we need to make sure that the first and second installment of taxes are paid. So little cheat sheets. We have condo lookup. We have all kinds of cool little things in here that you can utilize just to make your process a lot easier. And anything that you guys want to add on here, let us know. This portal is designed for us, the loan officers. When I put on my loan officer hat, I want to make sure I have everything in my fingertips. We do have a marketing hub. Marketing is very important. We're beefing this up. We're trying to get better and stronger at marketing. Everything's changed. When social media came in the scene, everyone's still trying to figure out how to market themselves and how to get their name out there. And again, we use a lot of the free resources that a lot of the lenders that we work with utilize. And one of the ones that I like utilizing is a Brand 360. This is from UWM. These are all white labeled social media posts that you can put your information on here. And with Brand 360, you can create drip campaigns, you can create marketing campaigns, you can create social media campaigns where you could schedule these things to go out. So you can work on, for example, on March 1st, you can work on all your stuff that's going to go out for the entire month. That way you don't have to spend every day doing it if you're trying to get, some basic social media out there. I personally use it here, and I could show you how I use it. This is my inbox. As you can see, every morning, these emails go out from the Brand 360, and these are past clients that I closed loans for. And while I'm sleeping or getting my kids ready to go to school, there's these happy birthday, happy loan anniversary. And you can see it's almost a daily thing now where these emails go out March 11th, March 10th. And, it's a simple email, warmest wishes. And what it does is it just helps you stay on top of the bar or stay on top of mind for the bar. So when they think of you in terms of getting a loan, and sometimes, a lot of these customers, they got great interest rates. Obviously, they're not going to probably refinance, but they may have a coworker, they may have a brother, they may have a sister, they may have someone around them that's looking to get some kind of financing. And guess who they're going to think of? They're going to think of you because you've been emailing them and being in touch with them. And that's why these things are important and they do matter. We can do custom flyers for you guys if you want to do. We have our marketing department will do that for you. We have marketing training videos. All our logos are going to be in here. So if you need to create any stationery, you don't need to call us and say, hey, I need the logos for this or that. You're going to have them in here. We also have more, excuse me, we also have more flyers in here for you guys. And these are some of the custom ones that we made, and they're all white labeled. You could pop your information in here, your NMLS and all that good stuff. And it just goes on and on. So we provide all that for you guys, right? And we're gonna keep beefing up our marketing hub as we get new stuff and get more content and material and ideas. We're gonna continue to beef that up. And that's the marketing hub. We also have licensing. We are licensed in 10 different states right now, or 9 different states, I should say. We're about to get Utah. And if you want to do your renewals and all that, we have these companies that we're already working with, discount rates. And by the way, any of the companies, any of the vendors that we do business with, like the credit vendors and all these, I negotiate hard with them because I'm representing you guys. I'm representing us. I want to make sure that through our volume that we're getting discounts on everything. And this is one of the areas you're going to get discounts in, is in your renewals, or if you're trying to get licensing. And that's pretty much it. It's 11:33. I kind of want to move on because I got more material to cover. This is going to be your portal. It's a great tool. It's going to be available once you join. And as you can see, it's pretty robust, dynamic. It has a lot of cool features, and we're going to continue to make it better for you guys, right? We also have a studio where we can help you. We can help you create content. If you're newer to the social media, you're nervous, shy, we can help you with all that. You know, we can help videos. We can help create videos for your realtor partners about their new listings and all that. I myself just started getting into videos and speaking in front of the camera like this maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I wasn't that good at it. But guess what happens when you do things over and over again? Just like practicing, right? You get better, and you get better. And that's why I enjoy doing these, because when I go and speak in front of an audience, it just helps me a lot more because now I'm more used to it. And if you see my earlier videos, I was a disaster, you know, and of course, because we're not used to being in front of cameras. So we'll help you with that if you're a person that is shy and needs help with that. All right, let's talk about the 2 LOS systems that we're using here at Equity Smart Home Loans. We are using LendingPad and Blink. And I'm actually going to demonstrate this to you, and I'm going to showcase it to you so you can see how we use LendingPad, all the bells and whistles. And if you're already using it, I apologize, but I'm just going to go through it really quick because I want the people that haven't seen it to check it out. So I'm going to go to my inbox here. And the way I'm going to demonstrate this to you guys is I'm going to pretend like I just closed a loan for John, right? John's very happy with my services. He says, hey, by the way, thank you so much for helping me close my loan. I have my sister that's looking to buy a house. Do you think you can help her? Yeah, sure, I can help her, right? So I hop on the call with the sister. We're on the phone call. As a loan officer, I'm trying to, win her over, make her realize that I'm someone that she can work with, someone that she can trust. Once I've accomplished all that, I'm going to ask her a simple question. I'm going to say, are you okay with completing an online application? She's going to say, yes, of course. So then I'm going to hit compose. And I'm actually going to walk you through everything that I do so you can see how simple it is. And I'm going to click. All of you guys are going to get a beautiful signature line like this with a link to apply for a loan online here. And we're going to click on these 3 dots here in the bottom. And by the way, if you're not using this idea, go ahead and steal it. It doesn't bother me. And then I'm going to go to pre-approval items requested. And then I'm just simply going to type in her name, right? Hi, Jane. Okay, so hi, Jane. It was great speaking with you today. Please complete my loan application online by clicking on the link below where it states apply now. Also, I will need the following documents to process your application. And, then you could create your list. This is my list. You can make it more simple. If it's a refi, you definitely want to make it more simple. But the most important thing is they're going to come down here. They're going to click on your link, and it's going to take them to a landing page where they can begin the process of completing a loan application, and also a portal where they can upload all their income and asset documentation. Nowadays, a lot of customers don't want to email stuff to us. They want to be able to have the ability to upload it. And with this and with Blink, you're able to do it. The beautiful thing about LendingPad, actually the beautiful thing about everything we offer, is all web-based. So if you were to lose your computer, as long as you have your logins and credentials, you can log in from any device, anywhere, anytime, and you'll have access. You don't need to have a special computer for what we're doing here. Neither does a consumer. They can log in from any device or anything. So it's going to take them here. It's going to take them step by step completing the 1003. We don't have any hard stops. They can fill out as much as they want. And once they're done, then we're going to get notification saying that they've completed the application, and I'm going to show you the back end so you can see how the back end looks, and just kind of see what your experience is going to look like with our LOS system. And I think this is one of the best out there. So I'm going to go to pipeline, and I already have a phony file in here that I use for examples here, and I'll just share that with you really quick. And her name is Jane Doe. I'm going to see if Jane is here, and there she is. All right. So we're going to go here. All right. So the first thing you're going to notice is that the application is pretty complete. And the application, you can just run through everything right here, right? Bar, asset application, REO, property, all that good stuff, right? And once we get over here to the documentation, actually, you know what? Let me go back to the other Jane Doe, because this one doesn't have what I want to show you guys. I clicked on the wrong Jane Doe, so let me get to the correct one, which is the first one here. All right, so once you've had your application, then you're going to be able to go to documents, and you're going to be able to see all the documents that the bar imported, right? So, and I want you to also pay attention to how quickly everything loads, right? So you're going to have all the income. You're going to have all the asset information on here. And, you know, our job is to extract all the income and asset information, complete our application so that we can continue with the process. Also, I can go on here and edit and assign this to my processor, my assistants, my loan officer assistant, or whoever, and then they have access to the file, and then they get notification to that I'm working on a file that they should be alerted to, right? So once I've done structuring the file, then I can go in here and do a quick AVM. And this is the system's using Zillow, not too accurate, but it's a good gauge, you know, especially if you're a new loan officer and, you know, the bar tells you, hey, the property's worth like $3 million. Well, you're going to know that it's probably not worth that much, because, you know, this is going to give you an idea. You can also walk the neighborhood if you want, and just get a feel for the neighborhood in here. And this is not new technology, I understand, but it's in here. It's super easy. It's super easy to access. Great way to kind of gauge. I don't want to say determine value, but gauge value. So you have an idea of what the value is going to look like, or roughly what you're working with. And the other cool thing that we have on here is we have the pricer. So you can actually price the loan out in here. You can log in separately and independently of the pricer that's on here. But what I like about doing it in the system is that it already completes all your fields here. So you have your FICO, you have pretty much everything completed. The only thing you need to go in here is determine how you want to get paid. If you want to get paid lender paid or bar paid compensation, hit search, and then it's going to give you today's live pricing for all the lenders today, right? So if you have a bar that's shopping you aggressively, then you can go in here and price against different lenders. We try to keep this super up to date with the lender so that it's on the accurate side. But you always want to call them, make sure that pricing that they're offering. So for example, if, you know, I want to get in my customer at 5.99, Resi Central Mortgage might be a good option. And then I can also click on here just to see what their fees look like, and what the rebate looks like and all that. So again, that's already built in here, gives you the product and everything. And once you determine the interest rate, you could plug that in here just to run the DU. You're going to go in here, make sure all your fields are complete. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to go into actions. You're going to run the credit report. And once you've run the credit report, the great thing about our system is that you're able to run Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae. We have it set up so that you can run either or both. My advice is always to run both, so that, you know, you might get an appraisal waiver. One might give you a cleaner approval. Same thing you can do with inside of United Wholesale Mortgage System, right? So once you've done once you've selected the system, then you can look at the AUS, and then you could see your findings, right? And there they are. And that's going to be your finding. So imagine your realtor calls you on a Sunday, says, hey, I'm going to be doing an open house. I need you to be on standby. I'm going to be sending some customers. And they do that, right? They send you some customers, they start completing the application, you run the DU, you get the approval. Then the agent tells you, hey, I'm going to write an offer. I need the DU, I need the pre-approval letter, and I need the closing costs or whatever, or the FICO score, right? So you're going to have everything here on your fingertips. I showed you the AUS. The first page of the credit report is going to be here. And then there's a built-in pre-approval letter in here that you can use. I have my own custom one that I like using, but if you need something quick and fast and something that's going to work, then you can use the one that's on here. And looks like they changed the way they set this up, but let me just see how it looks. And you can have the pre-approval letter ready to go right here. And there it is. Okay, pretty basic, but it'll do the job. And then the other thing that the bars might ask you for is like, well, we want to see the closing costs. We want to see how they look, right? So then you just need to take a little class on how to complete the fields here to put your closing costs in here. But you can do this form in here, and this is how this one's going to look. And this is great because you can give them not really a loan estimate, but an idea of what the payment's going to look like along with the closing cost. And it has everything, a nice, handsome picture or beautiful picture of yourself on here with your information, the PITI, the closing costs. And now you satisfied everything that the real estate agent wants to make their offer, and you're ready to go. For me personally, I love LendingPad. I was a big Calyx Point user for like many years, like 18 years. And we decided to make the move because we wanted to, our loan officers and ourselves, we wanted to have access to the best technology tools. And I think by far, this is one of the easiest systems. I know, Rita, in your office, you guys are using it, which is great. So this is going to be an easy transition for you guys. The chat features here is really good to get support right here in the bottom right. And there's also training on here. So once you learn it, once you've done one or two, it becomes super simple to use, especially if you're familiar with other loan origination systems or softwares. All right, let's continue. Let's move on. Where's my place? Okay, here's my place. Okay, so let's talk about United Wholesale Mortgage really quick. We have a strong partnership with them. They have great tools. They have great technology. I mean, they're number one for a reason, right? And our partnership with them is very strong in the sense that I've been working with them since like 2014, 15, even before they moved to the humongous campus. I do want to play a video for you guys. I did say there's a little bit more training. Actually, United Wholesale Mortgage does offer training on here that you guys can attend. And here's the crazy part. The crazy part is that we're going to cover your flight and hotel, so you don't have to pay for those things. And these are all the courses that they have out there. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and play this video for you guys. So give me 1 second so I could set that up.
Mind-blowing, actually.
I mean, boom.
It literally is essential.
It's almost good to be true. It's like winning the lottery.
It's education to the highest level in the mortgage business.
Been in the business 20 years. I thought I knew everything. What can a lender teach me? They're just lenders. Didn't really understand what was here, what the culture was here.
To experience it in person versus seeing it on a computer screen, there's nothing like it.
The classroom environment, it was great. The speakers, all of them were very welcoming. All of them were very knowledgeable.
It was interactive. It was engaging. You weren't just sitting and listening to someone talk the entire time. You could ask questions. Being able to see the culture here at UWM and experience it, not just see it or read about it, but to be a part of it.
The fist pumps, the high fives, the good morning, the how are you. It's a lot of respect.
My hope is to be able to send some more people out here because I think they should get the same experience too. And I think that'll bring more credibility to my business.
If they're a new loan officer in the business or a new loan officer to your company, I highly recommend you make the investment to send them out here.
My advice to any broker thinking about Success Track is to just do it. Book it, get on the plane, come here, and just be prepared for everything you're going to receive. And then write down, what am I going to do when I get back? Because you're going to have a lot.
All right, you guys. And like I mentioned, all this training, because of our relationship with United Wholesale Mortgage, we will cover the flight and hotel. And I know that's unheard of because that's a lot of money. And a lot of shops don't have access to that. We're always diamond status with United Wholesale Mortgage. You're always going to get, the best of everything working through them. In California, we're always ranked somewhere in the top 10, top 5, even sometimes. And we're moving up in the ranks just because of what we're doing here at Equity Smart Home Loans. And again, I could spend a whole hour just talking to you guys about all the tools and the great stuff that is going on there. But as you can see, they're number one for a reason. The campus is great. If you haven't been out there, we encourage you. It doesn't cost you anything. All you got to do is just commit and find the time to go, and you're there. And again, we are a wholesale direct lender with United Wholesale Mortgage. And that's a huge advantage for you guys because you're going to get the best of both worlds. You're going to get, you're going to be a broker and a wholesale direct lender. And on smaller loan amounts, you're able to make way more compensation than you are on the broker side. You're able to give credits. You cannot do that on the broker side. When you broker a loan, you cannot ever give credits. And so if you ever find yourself in a situation where the buyer and seller are not cooperating because of a small repair, let's say it's $150 or $200 repair, and they're at a stalemate, then you can jump in and be the hero and say, okay, you know what, I'm going to give you guys a credit for my rebate. And then you can control your rebate. You can give half of it to the bar. You can keep all of it. You can keep some of it. And then when the rates do drop, eventually they will drop, and we start doing no closing cost refinances, you're going to be able to do no closing cost refinances a lot easier having this model available to you. And again, it's all wholesale pricing. You're going to get the best pricing. We are going to design your own web page. We're going to put you on our directory, and that directory gets our directory gets visited a lot. I saw one loan officer that had over 1,000 views in our directory. I couldn't believe how that was possible, but they're there. We want you guys to be on there. Put all your languages, put a biography about yourself so that we can help promote you. And we're going to do that as well. These are all the credit vendors that we're currently working with: Funding Suite, Actus, KCB, Advantage, Sarma. If you have a special credit vendor you like working with us, let us know. We might get approved with them if we can. But just know that, like I mentioned earlier, we do negotiate hard with all our credit vendors to make sure that they're giving us the best pricing. For example, with Funding Suite, there's no reissue fees. So when you reissue the credit report, you're not going to deal with that. And also all your credit supplements, I think up to 10 are free. So your credit supplements are like what, $15 now, $20. So now they're going to be free. They're all included in that one price from your credit vendor. And of course, excuse me, of course you can do soft pools. You can do one bureau pools. You can do all kinds of cool things. Now I know it's crazy because credit reports have gotten expensive. In 1997, when I started, I think credit reports were like $4, $3. And I used to just pay for everyone's credit reports. But at $100 almost now for a credit report, I don't think I'm able to pay for that. So we're highly encouraging now for our loan officers to actually collect the credit card information so that the borrower can pay for their own credit report, because they just got too expensive, I think. Anyhow, another important aspect of the loan process is the closing costs, right? The closing, we have great rates. You're going to have access to great wholesale rates. What about closing costs? Closing costs are very important for loan officers. Well, we've partnered with Atlas Title and also First American Title. And guess what? We got you guys wholesale pricing on escrow and title. And for example, on a $500,000 deal, the escrow fee is only going to be $350. The discounted title fee is going to be about $400, and the traveling notary is about $125. It's about 35% cheaper than anything that's out there. And again, we don't force you guys to use anyone that you don't want to use. We're open. You can use whatever escrow title company you want to use. But when the refis come back and you need to also compete on the closing costs, you're going to be very happy that you have access to the same pricing that Chase, Bank of America, and all these lenders have. Because I'm sure if you've been doing this long enough, you've seen those loan estimates and you're like, how the hell does Chase have a $350 escrow fee? Well, guess what? Now you do too. And you're going to be able to compete. And remember, I mentioned a little bit earlier about the no closing cost loans. Well, any rebate that goes unused goes towards your commission, unlike the broker side. So if your closing costs are 35% cheaper, that means you're going to get 35% of that money going towards your commission instead of paying for third-party closing costs. And on our one-on-one calls, if you have questions about that, I could explain that further, how that works. Do we close fast? Yes, of course we close fast. Our average with our direct lending, UWM's numbers is about average 10 days to CTC. United Wholesale Mortgage is about 13, 14 days. We're even faster than them as a whole. So we're doing something good. We're doing something great. Our in-house processing team is great. A lot of our branches have their own processors. They're doing great. So overall, we're just doing great in terms of speed and processing. We do have a Facebook group that you can join. We have over 300 loan officers there. It's a great place to network, meet other loan officers, and just get to meet other people that are within the company. We do have an Allo support email. This is a smart email. So if you ever want to get a hold of someone or you have an issue or something and you don't know where to go, you can use this email and it's going to direct itself to the right department and the right person. And our goal is to get a response to you within hours. So that's going to be available to you as well within the portal. And then lastly, the thing I was going to talk about was our reputation. Online reputation is very important. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take us to our Yelp webpage. This is actually, you guys can do this on your own. And I purposely like to show this off because when you join the company, people are going to ask, okay, what company do you work for? And the first thing they're going to do is they're going to Google you, Yelp you, Zillow you, whatever. And by the way, we're 5 stars on all those other platforms too. I like showcasing Yelp because Yelp is a difficult one to make fake reviews. They're very strict about it, and they're more genuine, right? So you can see on here that a lot of these reviews are actually genuine and real stories. We can tie them back to a loan. And one of the cool things that I like is this review right here on February 25th by Julian Nguyen. Julian Nguyen is an MIT graduate. He can pretty much get a job anywhere. He decided to work with us about 5-6 months ago, I want to say. And he went through all of our training protocol. He came, he attends all our trainings. He does everything. And he started closing loans and he started getting reviews. And actually, I was doing a presentation like this one day and I saw his name on here. I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool that someone that knew nothing about the mortgage industry is now getting reviews and closing loans. And to me, that's a huge win for us because it lets us know as well that we're on the right track here to get people going and help them with their loan transactions, And I've seen some other loan officers on here that are new as well that are getting some great reviews. So you'll find that on there. You'll have the comfort knowing that we have a solid reputation and no one will ever not work with you because of our reputation because it's solid. Next thing I want to talk about is when we started the company, we were licensed through the Department of Real Estate. And we currently hold both licenses in California, the Department of Real Estate and the DFPI. And with the Department of Real Estate, you have the ability to do real estate also. So we're pushing our loan officers that want to be hybrid. I call them hybrid agents, meaning that you're doing both real estate and loans to learn both. Realtors that want to learn how to do loans, we cater to them. Loan officers that want to do real estate, we cater to them as well. But think about the opportunities you can create yourself by becoming a real estate agent. So you get a referral from a buyer, from someone that wants to sell their condo. They're looking to downgrade because maybe their spouse passed away and their home is too big, wants to buy a condo and gives you the listing and says, okay, well, I need to buy the condo as well. So you're going to help me with that. So now you have the listing, you have the buyer, and now you have the loan because they're going to need financing for that condo. So now you have 3 sides. So then come Sunday, you do the open house. Would-be buyer tells you, hey, I want to write an offer. I don't have an agent. Do you mind representing me as well? You say, yeah, sure, of course. Oh, and I also need a loan. So that one listing has the potential to turn into 5 different sides for you. Just one listing, right? The more common thing that I see is the first one that I mentioned is the 3 where you get the listing, the buyer, and then they help they get the loan and the buyer's transaction, right? But I've seen the temple whammies where you get all sides of it. So the opportunities there. Angel Quinones is the manager of Clovis. He does his own presentation and showcases Clovis. And if you're interested in that, let me know and I could set you up with him and he'll showcase everything he has to offer there at. And we're all within the same building. We're all in the same company, same broker. So it's not an outside company or anything like that. We're nearing the end here because it's almost 12 o'clock. And like I mentioned earlier, the time does go by quick, especially when I'm doing these. I wish I could take credit for everything that I've shown you here, but I cannot. I have an amazing team of people that are behind the scenes here that are making all this possible for us, for me, for you, for all of us. And it's exciting because these people are dedicated, they're committed, and they understand the mission here. And the mission is to create an experience that's second to none out there. And you could see by the things that I've showcased already that organization, structure, and all these things are very important to achieving that. And that's the direction we're heading in. And if that's the direction that we're heading in, there's no way we can lose. And the great part about our company is that it's a company built by loan officers, for loan officers. We're in the trenches. We understand what it means to be a loan officer. We get it. And that's what makes a huge difference. And as you're onboarding with us, you'll get to meet a lot of the staff. I have veteran loan officers that, like Sabrina, she's a bulldog. I call her a bulldog loan officer because she's a type that chews out the underwriters. She'll eat them for dinner, breakfast, and lunch and spit them out. And when she came on board, I was a little nervous because I'm like thinking, oh my God, how am I going to impress her? She wants everything perfect. Everything has to be a certain way. And, after working with me for 6-7 years, she's like, you know what, Pablo, she reached out one day. She's like, I have to admit, I've worked at 6-7 different shops, and by far your shop has been the best. I love everything you guys are doing. And so I showcase her because I figured, man, if I can impress upon her, and don't let that smile fool you, because she is tough. If I can impress upon her, then I can impress upon a lot of people. Okay, so we're nearing the end here. When you join the company, make sure you ask for your free virtual business card. It's going to have all your information. It's a really cool card that we put together for you guys. I have it here in my wallet, mine, and it's an NFC card. All you do is tap someone's phone, and all your contact information, loan application, everything's on there, mortgage calculators, and they can save all your contact information. It's a great conversation piece. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. In fact, when you join Equity Smart, we don't nickel and dime our loan officers. We don't charge you any monthly technology fees or anything like that. Our job is, if you're not producing, is to help encourage you to produce, and that's what we're about. All right, so since we're nearing the end, let's just summarize what we talked about. Equity Smart is a company built by loan officers for loan officers, 20+ year reputation in the industry, over 100 and probably over 200 different lenders by now. You get the best of both worlds: wholesale direct lender, wholesale broker, access to wholesale pricing, fast closings, unmatched compensation packages, which we'll discuss when we do our one-on-ones. You saw the free advanced tech, and we're going to keep building on that. Our goal is to give you the best remote work experience ever. And we're going to continue to get licensed in more and more states. Right now, you're going to have access to about 31 different states if you need to. And I'll open it up for some Q&A now. It's 12 o'clock. If you have to go, I totally understand. If you have some questions, I'll pause for like 10 seconds. If I don't get a question, then I'll conclude the presentation. And when we do our one-on-one calls, then at that time, you're more than welcome to ask me questions. I'm going to want to learn a little bit about it. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, was someone asking a question?
Hey,
Are you there? Can you hear us, Pablo? Sorry about that.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, somebody had a question. What was your question? Oh, which states were approved in?
Which say that again?
He's asking which states are we approved in?
Okay, so I'm gonna go off the top of memory. So Florida, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Washington, Oregon, Utah, California, of course, and I think yeah, those are the ones we're approved in. And then we have access to 31 different other states.
We'll get a list. We can get a list later. Any other questions for my team? Anybody? So I just wanted to reiterate, there's no charge for the lending pad or for the business card, the virtual business card. It's been a great thing. Any other?
Yeah, so the virtual business card, is that because I'm already making you out. Wow. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and conclude the call. Thank you guys so much for participating. And any questions that you have another opportunity when we do our one-on-one conversations. And thank you so much for spending this hour with me. I hope you got a lot out of it. I hope it was impactful, and enjoy the rest of your day.